What's up, YouTubers? It's Trace Face. Not having a very good morning this morning. Bear with me as I'm trying to get these thoughts out this morning, but there's some good ones, so I'm going to really try. I had to take a muscle relaxer because I pulled my back out really bad yesterday. I'm in a lot of pain this morning, so, and my cat is like my little guardian angel, this thing. He's my little boy. He thinks he's a dog, but it's good. He just jumped in the window and was looking out the window like something was there. It was probably an animal, but it reminded me about how, I want to say about 4 years ago, the cops around here finally caught this peeping Tom. We had this peeping Tom in the neighborhood for like 4 years straight where the cops couldn't find him at all. And he was just out terrorizing all the women in the neighborhood. A few of these women he broke into their homes, and the women would be screaming, and he'd just be standing there staring at them while they're screaming, like he just got off on it. And he was a really fast runner, so he had his, he had his thing down to a science. The cops would chase him all the way back into these woods, and the German Shepherd dogs would follow his scent, but they couldn't catch him. Well, he finally got caught, and it leads me to what I want to talk about is that, yeah, they're going to get caught, but yeah, they're going to keep doing what it is that they do. And I wish I had never seen this Forensic File episode about these peeping Toms. This one particular peeping Tom, I think it was like 10 or 15 years later, after he got arrested for the peeping Tom stuff he was doing, he started killing women. He was a serial killer. I wish I never saw that. But at any rate, it's time for Trace Face to get a dog. But even better than that, I am going to be moving, which is great. It's going to happen. I'm in the process, and it's going to be good for me and a nice fresh start, which is what I need. So, and I'm bringing you into my world this morning, sitting here in bed, in pain. And I know all you narcs out there enjoying that, aren't you? Yeah, you like that. You like seeing us in pain. Sadists. But I wanted to talk about how these cluster B personality disordered people are addicts. They really are addicts. They are sex addicts. They are love addicts. They are porn addicts. They are cell phone addicts. They are attention addicts. Forever drawing their needs from other things. And the quickest way to feeling good is what they're doing all the time. They are the definition of insanity. They are continuously doing the same things over and over and over again, expecting different results. They also don't have an identity, so they have to draw their identity from whomever. It's sad because growing up, they didn't have a strong figure in their life to sort of draw any traits from in getting their own identity. So they will actually, you'll see them become really obsessive, like they're going to be on this like kick of like a particular celebrity. They're going to read every single book about this celebrity. They're going to try and do every single thing that this celebrity did. They're like drawing their identity from this person. And then, a year later, it'll be somebody different that they're like obsessed with, and they're drawing all of their information from, and they're trying to have the exact same path, the exact same life. So if this celebrity happened to, divorce their first, get a divorce and remarry the second wife, and then their life blossomed and they met this woman in New York City. Well, the narcissist is going to say, oh man, look I'm going to make that happen for me. And, oh, and it's happening. And this was my sign. It's they're fantasies. They're fantasies, and they are trying to make their fantasies a reality all the time. So you being the target of all of this, you have to understand and you have to realize that who you thought you fell in love with in the beginning, you fell in love with a black hole. You might as well take all of it and just go poof, because none of it was real. It might as well have never existed. The healing that has to happen is figuring out that, yes, this never existed. The identity that they were creating with you, ASSC Direct channel, his video yesterday was talking about how when they self-sabotage something good that they have, it's because they're bailing out on their character. I love how he said that. It's true. Like, they're bailing out on this, the character and the stage that they're on and the show that they were supposed to do. They were the lead actor and they just decided, I don't want to play this part anymore. So with their new supply, they're going to be listening to the same music that this person listens to. They're going to be into the same things that this person's into. Like I said before, if they're really, this person is, it could be whatever. And they're going to be doing the same thing. They're going to be drawing their identity from that new source. And when you go away, they have to right away take somebody that they were cheating on you with, seeing on the side, talking to on the side, and they're gonna immediately put that person into the primary spot, the primary source of supply, because they need a primary source of supply. Always. They cannot have any moment's time. They cannot have that feeling of being alone. That is why they're always going to have multiple sources, because they have to reassure themselves that they're not going to be alone. My last narcissist, because for me it happened to be 3 in a row, and I have stories that I will share at some point of how that happened for me, and I know it's happened for a lot of people too. And I talk about the spirituality aspect of things and doors being opened. Anyhow, my last narcissist that I unfortunately married, because he got me at such a vulnerable place. And, I thought that I fell in love with this person, and it wasn't a person. I was in a fun house. Or I should say I was in a haunted house, like many of you. And at any rate, in the very beginning, this thing came to me just the other day. I forgot all. You forget things. You forget things because they are constantly trying to trick you and manipulate you and brainwash you. So you forget. But I can remember, I thought we were so in love, and he did this photo shoot that he wanted to do of the both of us. He's like, I really want to capture these moments of us being so in love. Well, looking back, it was for the show. It was to put these photos on Facebook. It was to show everyone, listen, I upgraded. I'm with this girl, and her band's doing really well around here, and I'm so happy that I get to, show this thing off. And I'm so happy that I get to completely anger my last supply and get her going. He was trying to do that because they draw all their energy on other people's emotions. So he loved every minute of doing that to this girl. He was with her for 6 years. I can't imagine the torment that they both put each other through, because they were both absolutely insane. And I remember one time, I needed to know I needed answers even then, because I knew there was something innate inside me that I knew things were really off. And I just, I was just trying to go with it. I thought that, everybody has baggage. But I remember one time I checked her Facebook page, and she wrote on her Facebook page, "Please stop driving by my house in your van." And he was in his company van, and this is what he used to do. He told me all kinds of stories, how he would drive around, go to strip clubs when he's supposed to be making deliveries, he did all kinds of horrible things. And he would tell me this stuff, like, in saying, like, "Oh, I'm really done with this old past life. I need to forgive myself for the awful person I was, and I want to be a better person," and all this crap he was feeding me. But I remember, like, when he got home, I was, like, in shock. I was just like, here we are. I'm thinking we're falling in love and that everything is just, like, honky-dory. And you're still stalking your ex? And I remember, do you know what he said to me? And it was the most messed up. And this just goes to show you the lengths that they'll go to manipulate you. He looked me in the eye and he said, "Tracy, how could you think that? How could you ever think that? That would be like, that affects everything. That affects your nephew." My nephew had just been born. Just been born. Okay? And there he is, like, swearing on my nephew that he didn't do that. That his ex was just crazy and trying to get, and trying to make me think that he was doing that. No, he was doing that. Okay? In the very beginning. Well, I'm thinking we're falling in love. And to get that thought out of my head, he put my nephew, my innocent, sweet nephew, into the picture and saying, he's not like that. He would never do that. That would be affecting his life too. Well, you know what? You did affect my nephew's life. You affected all of our lives in my family. Okay? And you know you did. And you know that you were evil and just dark and sinister. You knew that. You should have never taken me on your sick journey. I didn't deserve it, and neither did anybody else, what you did. And I know for many of you out there, you have the exact same story. And we want to sit and talk about that this isn't spiritual? No. No, these things are operating in a capacity that we can't even fully comprehend or ever understand. But they are addicts, okay? They're addicts at nature. They convince themselves that, things are the way that they have created them in their dome. And they're forever on a conquest to chase their tail. So keep that in mind, guys, as you're healing and as you're going through all these things in your head. Keep in mind that these things are just, picture it, black holes. Because that's all they are. I am Trace Face. It's time we all face the truth together.